I was 32 years old when the galaxy tried to kill us. I commanded the destroyer Yamato, one of 47 ships that stood between Earth and extinction. This is the story of the Siege of Sol. This is the story of how humanity learned to trust no one but ourselves. For 300 years, we believed we had found our place among the stars. The Galactic Assembly welcomed humanity with open arms. Trade flourished. Knowledge was shared. We signed mutual defense pacts with species we considered friends. The Rethani taught us advanced metallurgy. The Korvax shared their medical technologies. The Selenthri helped us colonize worlds we could never have reached alone. We gave them our art, our music, our literature. We thought it was a fair exchange. We thought we were building something beautiful. We were so naive. The Concord of 15 was formed in secret, 200 years before I was born. 15 species, united by a single fear: humanity. They had watched us carefully. They saw how quickly we adapted to space travel. They noted how our population exploded across dozens of worlds in mere decades. They observed our military advancements, our restless ambition, our refusal to accept the natural order of things. The older species had taken millennia to achieve what humanity accomplished in centuries. To them, we were not partners. We were not friends. We were a threat. The classified documents we recovered after the war revealed their discussions. The human problem, they called it. They debated for decades about how to contain us. Economic sanctions, technological embargoes, political isolation. In the end, they chose the simplest solution: extermination. I remember the day the transmissions stopped, June 3rd, 2341. Every alien embassy on Earth went dark simultaneously. Every communication channel with our so-called allies fell silent. For 6 hours, we had no idea what was happening. Then our deep space sensors detected the fleet. 10,000 warships, emerging from hyperspace at the edge of the Sol system. Rethani dreadnoughts, Korvax carriers, Selenthri battlecruisers, ships from all 15 species of the Concord, united in a single armada. The largest fleet ever assembled in galactic history, and it was coming for Earth. I was on Luna when the emergency Jiaoji came through. Every available ship was ordered to rally at the Mars defensive line. I ran to the Yamato, my crew already at battle stations. As we launched, I counted our forces on the tactical display: 47 ships, 12 destroyers, 18 frigates, 9 cruisers, and 8 patrol vessels. 47 ships against 10,000. I am not ashamed to admit that I prayed. Not for victory. Victory was impossible. I prayed that we would buy enough time for the civilian evacuation. I prayed that some fragment of humanity would survive. Fleet Admiral Sato's voice came over the command channel. She was 63 years old, a veteran of conflicts most people had forgotten. Her voice was steady. "All ships, this is Admiral Sato. You know the odds. You know what we face. I will not lie to you. Most of us will not survive this day. But we are the Terran Defense Fleet. We do not run. We do not surrender. And we do not let our enemies reach Earth without paying in blood. Today we show the galaxy what humanity is made of. All ships advance to engagement range. For Earth. For humanity. For everyone we love." 47 ships accelerated toward 10,000. The first engagement was a slaughter. We fought with everything we had. Our railguns tore through their shields. Our missiles found their targets. We destroyed almost 200 enemy vessels in the first hour. But for every ship we killed, 50 more took its place. The frigate Resolute was the first to fall. Then the cruiser Beijing. Then the Johannesburg, the Sao Paulo, the Mumbai. By hour 3, we had lost 19 ships. The enemy had lost 400. It was not enough. It would never be enough. I watched friends die on my tactical display. Ships I had served with for years, reduced to debris and silence. The conquered fleet pushed forward, relentless, unstoppable. We fell back to the asteroid belt, Admiral Sato's last order. I did not understand why at the time. The asteroid belt offered no strategic advantage. We were simply delaying the inevitable. Then Admiral Sato transmitted a code I had never seen before. 3 words. Awaken the swarm. For 50 years, Terran intelligence had been working on a classified project in the asteroid belt. They called it Project Hive Mind. The public knew nothing. Even most of the military knew nothing. Buried in thousands of asteroids throughout the belt were dormant weapons platforms. Autonomous combat drones, each one no larger than a fighter craft. Millions of them, waiting for activation. Humanity had learned a lesson from our first contact with the galaxy. We smiled and traded and signed treaties. But we also prepared for the day our friends might become our enemies. That day had come. The asteroids began to crack open. At first, the conquered fleet did not understand what they were seeing. Small objects emerging from the rocks by the thousands, then by the tens of thousands, then by the millions. 7 million autonomous combat drones, awakening from their 50-year slumber. The swarm. Each drone was small, insignificant, armed with a single plasma lance and minimal shielding. But there were 7 million of them, and they were very, very angry. The Conquered formation broke within minutes. Their ships, designed for fleet-on-fleet combat, could not track millions of targets simultaneously. The drones swarmed over their vessels like locusts, burning through hulls, overloading shields, crippling engines. I watched a Rathani dreadnought, 3 kilometers long, disappear under a cloud of drones. When they dispersed, nothing remained but a skeleton of twisted metal. The conquered fleet tried to retreat, but the swarm was faster. It pursued them to the edge of the system, destroying any ship that could not escape to hyperspace. Of the 10,000 ships that came to destroy humanity, fewer than 800 escaped. The siege of Seoul was over in 11 hours. The aftermath was swift and merciless. Within a week, the Terran Federation Council had declared war on all 15 species of the conquered. Not a war of conquest, a war of punishment. We did not seek to rule them. We sought to break them. The Rathani Collective lost their 3 largest shipyards. The Korvax hegemony watched their capital world burn under orbital bombardment. The Selenthri saw their precious genetic repositories destroyed, their carefully cultivated bloodlines scattered to the void. One by one, the Concord species sued for peace. They offered reparations. They begged for mercy. The Federation Council's response was always the same: unconditional surrender, complete disarmament, permanent oversight by Terran military forces. They all accepted. They had no choice. The galaxy had sent 10,000 ships to kill humanity. They had awakened something they could not comprehend. I am sometimes asked if the swarm was ethical. Millions of autonomous weapons, making life and death decisions without human oversight. The potential for error. The moral implications of mechanical judgment. I do not have a good answer. What I know is that the swarm saved 8 billion human lives on Earth. What I know is that my children grew up in peace because of those machines. What I know is that sometimes survival requires tools that make us uncomfortable. The conquered believed they were preemptively striking a future threat. They were right to fear us. But they made one critical miscalculation. They assumed we would fight fair. Humanity does not fight fair. We fight to win. We prepare for betrayal even while we smile and shake hands. We build secret weapons and hide them in asteroids for 50 years just in case. The galaxy called us paranoid. The galaxy called us untrusting. The galaxy tried to exterminate us. We were not paranoid enough. 91 years have passed since the Siege of Sol. The conquered species have rebuilt under our supervision. Some have even become genuine allies, their old leaders replaced by generations who did not participate in the betrayal. But we have not forgotten. In every asteroid belt, in every system humanity controls, the swarm waits. Upgraded, expanded, improved. Not 7 million drones anymore. 70 million. 700 million. We do not publish the numbers. We do not discuss the capabilities. Let them wonder. Let them fear. The galaxy learned something about humanity during the Siege of Sol. We are not the most ancient species. We are not the most naturally gifted. We are not the most spiritual or enlightened. But we are survivors. We prepare for the worst while hoping for the best. We build weapons we hope to never use. And when pushed to the edge of extinction, we push back with everything we have. 47 ships held the line that day. 23 of them survived. The Yamato was one of them. I visit the memorial on Luna every year. The names of every crew member who died during the siege are carved into black granite. 11,000 names. 11,000 humans who gave their lives so that Earth could live. I read every name, every year. I will continue until I can no longer walk. They deserved better than a galaxy that feared them. They deserved better than allies who plotted their destruction. But they got humanity.